Hi. So I'm guessing that you practice mindfulness and it's changed your life in some way. It's transformed your life. It's made a difference. And maybe you're a therapist or a coach or a consultant. Maybe you're just a member of the general public who's really found mindfulness transformative for you. And you're starting to think, hang on a minute, maybe I could do some sort of mindfulness teacher training program, but there seem to be a few around. How do I decide what's the right one for me? Well, my name is Shamash Aldina. I'm the author of this book. I don't know if you've seen it out there, Mindfulness for Dummies. And I'm going to be sharing with you 5 points, 5 areas you need to think about when you're deciding what mindfulness teacher program is right for you. So the first one I would recommend is find a program with a teacher that actually believes in you. I can share a story about this. So when I was finished my engineering degree, I decided I didn't want to be an engineer. I wanted to be a school teacher in a school where all the children do meditation. And when I did my teacher training and I was training to be a school teacher, one of the hardest moments of my life actually was probably 6 or 12 weeks in, and it was just very, very stressful. And I came to a point where I was feeling very anxious. I really didn't want to carry on. And I was about to quit being a school teacher. And the teacher trainer that was there and also the head of science, they believed in me. They said, no, we don't, although you think you can't be a teacher because of this is going on and that's going wrong, we believe in you. We need to change the curriculum. We need to make it easier for you. We need to take it step by step. So I need to teach you these strategies to be more confident. They believed in me, and the community that I was part of also believed in me. And so that gave me the confidence to keep going and go on to become a teacher. And so it's the same for you. You need to find a program where you actually know who the teacher is, and you need to have a teacher that believes in you, who takes you on as a student and is going to take you through and give you the confidence to go on to be able to teach successfully. If you're just joining a program where you don't even know who the teacher is, or that's just another one of the many different programs that they're offering, then it's almost like a commodity. And so you're not going to be able to learn much from there, and it's not really going to make a difference to your life. So that's really important. Second point is you may have done some sort of training. You may have learned to do mindfulness, but you failed to be a confident mindfulness teacher. And I'm here to tell you that it's not your fault. It's because of poor course design. There's actually a simple and methodical strategy for building confidence. And I go through this in some of my other presentations, but I'll summarize it here. You need practice, you need training, and you need community. So you need an opportunity to keep practicing regularly, teaching mindfulness, and that builds the confidence for you to be able to share it with others. Secondly, you need the right training. So you need to be taught, actually, what is mindfulness? How do you teach it? How do you guide a meditation? How do you do the inquiry process? How do you deal with the difficult questions? How do you hold space for a group? How do you actually guide it? How do you actually guide that meditation experience? What do you do with questions that are really challenging? How do you help people to cultivate a habit of mindfulness? So you need to have that training. If you don't know that, then how can you be a confident person? And then the third one, which people forget about, is the importance of community. You need to have people around you, the teacher, but also the other students that can help and support you and give that sense of belief in you, and people you can turn to ask questions. Yeah, you can ask the teacher questions, but everyone's got a different skill and a different strength. So it's about learning together. So having a community around you is really, really important. And that's what's going to give you the confidence. And our Teach Mindfulness program, we have that. We have a community that we build. So you can obviously ask me questions. But you can also ask the others questions. One of the most powerful things, we have the opportunity for co-coaching. So every single week from week 2 onwards, you practice teaching mindfulness with each other. You are paired up with another person. You practice teaching them, and they practice teaching you, and you give positive feedback. So it's not like, oh, will I? Maybe I'll use it one day, or maybe I won't. You'll be actually teaching right from the early stages. Thirdly, I want to acknowledge that starting a new program can be scary. Not just in terms of your time and money investment, but also like, have I made the right choice? Am I going to be able to do this? The others seem to be really good. They know what they're doing. Am I going to be able to do it? And again, this is why I emphasize the community is really important. When I did my mindfulness teacher training, there was a very poor community design process. So maybe because it was the early days of the internet, I don't know, but nobody could really seem to log into the platform, and it kind of closed down. Specifically, you just can't carry on with the community once the program's over. Whereas we started an online community together with our training back in 2013, and we still have that community going for free all the way up to now for 7 years. So we create community right from each group that starts together, and that community is one of the strengths of the group. So we don't want to close it, we want to keep it going. So we have a Teach Mindfulness graduate community, and we've even done things like publish books, and we're working on a magazine, and we're doing an event coming up soon for World Mindfulness Day. We do things together, and that gives support, that gives a sense of working together, and it makes such a huge difference, because it's scary doing something new, and especially trying to have the confidence to share that with others too. What about number 4? Number 4 is, that's become more of a one of those things. Seek out training with someone that you actually know by name. So when I did my teacher training program, both to be a school teacher and to be a mindfulness teacher, I kind of vaguely knew who the trainers would be, but there wasn't much contact with them at all. Certainly lost contact with them. They didn't want to keep in touch after the end of the program, really, because they're too busy with the next group in a way. And so mindfulness has become a bit mass market, I would say. It's trying to reach out with too many people. There's mindfulness training programs when they're online, they're with thousands and thousands of people, but we don't believe that. We have a small limited number of people, and we ensure that, I know each of the people who are doing the program. So if you're doing it, I would know you by name, and I would know the questions that you're asking, and I would be the one who's answering them rather than anyone else. So you need to find a program which is not kind of mass market, where you don't know how many people are on the program, and there's so many people on it that you don't know the other people on the program, and you don't really get the opportunity to interact properly with the teacher. You want to invest in a program where who else is in it, it's going to be a reasonable number of people, and that it's going to be a bit of an intimate group so that you can have a nice experience. So that's really, really important. And finally, you want to decide if you want to teach mindfulness as a fixed curriculum for the rest of your life, or you want flexibility. So this was and again, I didn't really have a choice back in the early days of mindfulness teacher training, but there were very fixed curriculums, and they would teach you a way to teach an 8-week mindfulness course, and then you have to repeat that course and do that same course again and again and again. And if you deviate from that course, you're not doing what they told you to do. They actively told us at the end of the program, do not change this program, because it's been researched. You need to do exactly the same approach, exactly the same way, again and again. And that may appeal to some of you, and if it does, great. I thought it would kind of work for me, but after teaching it for the fixed programs, after about a year or two, I was just really desperate to adapt it and change it and bring my creativity into it and my style and approach in a way, and make it a 4-week course and a 6-week course and a 1-day course. And I just really wanted to experiment. And that's one of our hallmarks of our program, because that's what I'm passionate about. That's what we do in our Teach Mindfulness program. We give you a fixed 8-week program if you want to teach that, but then we encourage you to be as creative as you wish, adapt it to the kind of groups that you're used to teaching, adapt it to the general public if that's who you're teaching, do some mindful singing or dancing or mindful art or whatever you wish, whatever feels right for you. So get the creative juices flowing and allow yourself to be creative in the way that you teach it. So they're the 5 that I think are really, really important when considering mindfulness teacher training program. That's right for you. If you like our approach or you'd like to find out more, then just go to teachmindfulnessonline.com, and you'll be able to find more information there and take the next steps to find out if that's the right one for you. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If so, then please feel free to hit like or subscribe or ask a question in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day. Bye for now.